the bezel around the stone. And as you'll notice looking in the background, you'll find that my bench is quite messy. That's just my style. If it was straightened away, I probably couldn't find anything. Okay, to bend a bezel, here's the easiest way to do it. You're going to take and shape it with your fingers like that on the top edge of the stone. Then you're going to hold the stone down with your hand and put your index finger right up at the top, and your thumb's going to hold the rest. And you're going to wrap this around the stone as tight, don't leave any gaps. And then you're going to take a pair of tweezers or something flat like that, and you're going to smash it down so it fits tight. And then take and mark it exactly where it comes together.
Oh my God, I just went out of focus.
Too close.
I don't know. Okay. What are we?
Okay, I made my mark, now I'm going to cut it. Now the trick to putting a bezel together, because this is 999 fine, pure silver, it's easier to bend and it will hold its shape a little bit better than what other metals would when you're heating it up. So what you do is you go over and under. You're going to take one side and go over like that, then under like that, and bend it a little bit until you have just the right amount of tension there to hold the two together. And before you do that, you want to make sure that these are matched up and lined up at the right level right here. So these are straight apart. And then make sure that that fits pretty close. And you're going to take a pair of flat pliers and you just squeeze it flat. Make sure it's down tight and then it sits there nice and smooth. And if it doesn't, and you have to go a little more tension down, just go below it and pull that metal down there just a little bit, just to get it to fit together good. There we go. Now using my third arm, I'm going to take and turn this upside down like this, and you only grab 1/2 of the bezel, not all the way across, because if you get it all the way across, when you heat this baby up, that's going to make the bezel separate like this and open up, and then you'll have a gap and you'll have to stop and close it back up again. Now all I use is white handy flux. It's just regular stuff that you get from Rio Grande or other places. Flux is a good friend. It helps to have the solder flow more evenly for everything. Now you don't need a real hot flame to make this one work, but you use hard solder to put the bezel together with. And the reason is that when you're soldering everything else down, the bezel seam won't be sucked out of there. And you put the solder right to the very edge of the piece, right on the seam. And once you melt through there, and see how fast that happened? It just shoots right across the seam. This is sulfuric acid. This is just a water rinse. And now you're going to take this and you're going to put it up here on the stone. And we're going to, before we do that, let's take and solder this, file this seam on the bezel just a little bit, just to bring it down some. Support it right underneath the bezel with your finger, and just file out that seam just a little bit. It doesn't have to be completely out yet, just a little bit. Now you place the bezel over the top of the stone and make it fit the stone. And if it's a little bit too tight, which sometimes it can be, then you have I don't know how this got this short, but I got it way too short. Let's start over again.